G'day, friend. Let's watch some court hearings. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The commentary and editing provided in our videos are in line with the principles of fair use, as outlined in Section 107 of the United States Copyright Law. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Don't forget to smash the like button, pounce on the subscribe to get our latest content, and comment with the timestamp of your favorite moment.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name, please?
Tyler Kane, Warwick.
All right, sir, you're here today for first appearance. Probable cause has been previously found in the warrant for the 2 counts. One is the possession of methamphetamine, and the second is possession of drug paraphernalia. Did you see the warrant? The judge is suggesting the bond of $500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2.
And Your Honor, understanding that's what the warrant came in as, state would ask for the schedule. Count 1 is an F3 without use of force, schedule's 2,500. Count 2 is an M1 without force, so schedule's 500. This is additionally an add-on for Mr. Warwick. He is already in custody on another possession of a controlled substance without a prescription case, so state would be asking for the schedule. Also taking into account his last conviction was also a drug possession case a few months ago.
Your Honor, I understand the state's position on it, but bonds already have been set. He's in on another case.
Well, it was a recommended
It was
bond.
Well, we would ask that you go with the recommendation then, Your Honor.
When he just came through yesterday?
Yeah, yes.
Sir, I'm going to set your bond on count 1 at $1,000 and on count 2 at $500. I don't want you to respond right now, but I really think you need to stay in the jail and get drug treatment, but that's your decision. If you do bond out, make sure you stay in contact with the public defender's office. I'm going to appoint them to represent you. Okay, do not possess any weapons or firearms, and don't use any drugs, of course. Okay, Mr. Love, is that you? Okay, so I know we started your case before. Can you please raise your right hand to be sworn in?
You solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay, so for clarification purposes, I did review the evaluation, and I did find that he is competent to proceed, and I entered a written order. And my understanding is that he does wish to enter a plea to the charge today. Is that what you want to do, Mr. Love? Okay, and you've been conveyed the plea offer, which I believe is credit time served, correct?
And Your Honor, just for clarity of the record, for the record, the offer conveyed was an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return to the Palm Plaza at 395 East Main Street in Apopka, no contact with the victim, and cost to Apopka Police Department in the amount of $86.25.
All right, sir, did you hear all that? Okay. So as a condition of your plea, you're not to return to that Palm Plaza in Apopka for at least a year, okay? All right. I was handed a plea form with your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, it is.
Did you have enough time to read over it and understand that you'd be waiving certain constitutional rights today, such as your right to go to trial? Okay. Has anyone forced, threatened, or coerced you into entering into this plea agreement? Okay, and you're thinking clearly today? Okay. All right, I'll find that you are alert and intelligent and represented by counsel. I'll accept your plea of no contest as charged. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to credit for time served. You do have a total of 99 days time served, okay? You're also going to have some court costs and a cost investigation of $86.25. Are you going to be working?
Long service with my uncle.
Okay, I'll give you 2 years to pay your court costs and costs of prosecution and the investigative fee. As I said before, you're not to return to the Palm Plaza for at least a year, okay? All right. You do have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence in this case. If you want to appeal, it has to be in writing, and you have the right to an attorney if you can't afford one, want to be appointed for you, okay? All right, good luck to you.
No problem.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Thomas Cheetum.
Are these pleas?
It's an arraignment. There was an offer conveyed of an adjudication and credit.
No, Your Honor, we won't, he won't be going forward with the pleas, Your Honor. We had asked to enter a plea of not guilty and set it for pretrial conference.
Okay, so you're here today for arraignment, and you're Mr. Cheetum, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Cheetum? Okay, all right. So we're going to enter a plea of not guilty for you. It'll be set for arraignment. What's the court date? It's going to be in Division 63.
Pre-trial conference is December the 18th at 9 a.m., courtroom 6C.
Okay, did I say arraignment? I don't know what I said. So it's, okay, so your pretrial conference is December 18th at 9 a.m. So if you bond out, make sure you make that court date, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
18th? All right, thank you. All right, sir. And I'll appoint the public defender if they haven't been appointed.
Thank you.
Okay, come on up. What's your name?
Chimeia, Alisigu.
Okay, sir, you're here today for arraignment. You have a criminal mischief charge and a trespass. I'll enter a plea of not guilty and appoint the public defender to represent you. This is going to be set for pretrial conference in Division 81.
We don't have attorney. You appointed the PD judge? He did, this came in as a summons. So
Oh, I just appointed the public.
did, okay, I'm sorry. So Division 81 pre-trial conference is January the 22nd at 9 a.m., courtroom 6B.
Did you get that? So if you bond out, you got to go to January 22nd to courtroom 6B at 9 a.m.
Go to that court date.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Dominguez.
Okay, sir, you're here today for arraignment. You have a resisting without violence charge. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. So be set for pretrial conference. Once our plea of not guilty is to be set for a pretrial conference in Division 84.
January the 22nd at 8:45, courtroom 4B.
4D.
B.
Okay, courtroom 4B as in boy on January 22nd, 8:45.
Your Honor, there was an offer conveyed to Mr. Angel Dominguez. There was adjudication, credit time served, cost of investigation, $140. I called Mr. Dominguez's name, and he didn't respond. I don't remember when you called my name. Okay, well, would you want to go for, would you want an offer to be done with your case, Bess, or for the resisting?
I saw today my public defender on the screen, and he says give him a couple of days. Number one, I did was I was forced, my face was pushed up.
It sounds like you want to fight the charges.
It sounds like I was trying to relate some information to you. It sounds like you were trying to tell me something.
Okay, sir.
It's okay. January 22nd.
All right, sir, so we'll see you in court January 22nd, okay? All right, good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're here today for arraignment. You have a petty theft charge. I think the public defender's already been appointed, but just in case, I'll appoint them again.
And there was an offer conveyed to Ms. Henforth of a withhold credit, no return to Walmart at 3838 South Cimarron, and there's cost investigation to OPD in the amount of $57.95.
I believe I called Ms. Henforth.
Well, ma'am, are you interested in resolving the case today, or do you want to be set for pretrial conference?
I would like to resolve the case if at all possible, please, ma'am.
Okay. Do you need a minute to look over the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Love to.
Court reporter cannot hear the defendant.
Could we bring the microphone down, because the court reporter can't hear anyone?
Do you want to go to the next client, Your Honor, and just have her review the rights that she'd be giving up?
Do you need a minute to review the plea form? Okay, why don't you, if you could step back in the room and then read over the plea form, and if you have any questions, just let the public defender know, okay? All right, good afternoon, ma'am? Can you tell me your name, please? Are you Ms. Morland? Okay, I need you to answer like yes or no, because we have a court reporter, okay? You're here today for arraignment.
Yes, ma'am.
The public defender has been appointed to be your attorney. You have a resisting without violence case.
And there was an offer conveyed to Ms. Morland of an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, and there's cost of investigation to Orlando Police Department in the amount of $136.
And she signed it,
Okay. Yes. All right, Ms. Morland, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in, please?
Solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have to go over some things with you, okay? Your attorney advised me you do want to take that plea offer. Is that what you want to do? And are you thinking clearly today? You're not under the influence of any medications or anything like that? Okay. I was handed a plea form with your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had enough time to read over it and understand the rights listed on this form that you'd be giving up today, such as your right to go to trial?
Yes, ma'am.
So you don't want to go to trial, correct? All right. Has anyone forced, threatened, or coerced you into entering into the plea agreement?
Ma'am.
Okay, I'll find that you are alert and intelligent and represented by counsel. I will accept your plea of no contest as charged. I'll adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to credit for time served. You do have 37 days time served.
Okay, thank you.
You'll also have a cost of investigation that's owed to Orlando Police Department of $136 plus your court costs. I'll give you 2 years to pay your costs and fees, okay? If you need additional time, you can set up a payment plan with the clerk of court. You do have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence in this case. The appeal must be in writing, and you have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford one, will be appointed for you for appeal, okay? All right, good luck to you, ma'am. All right, Ms. Henforth? All right, did you have enough time to read over that plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did we swear you in already?
No.
Okay, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Truth.
All right. I'm going to have her sign. I just have to write down the case number very quickly, Your Honor, and then I'll have my client sign.
Okay. Great, ma'am. So I was just handed a plea form with your name at the top. Did you have enough time to read over the plea form and understand you'd be giving up certain rights today, such as your right to go to trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Could you, try to speak up into the microphone, because we have a court reporter recording everything. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And has anyone forced, threatened, or coerced you into entering into this plea agreement?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you're thinking clearly today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you feel like it's in your best interest to enter this plea of no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'll find that you are alert and intelligent and represented by counsel. I'll accept your plea of no contest to the charge of petty theft. I'm going to sentence you to credit for time served. You have 5 days time served. I'll withhold adjudication. You're going to have to pay a cost investigation of $57.95. Is that to
Orlando Police Department.
Orlando Police Department? That'll get combined with your court costs. You're not to return to 3838 South Cimarron, the Walmart, for at least a year, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll give you 2 years to pay your court costs and the cost of investigation. If you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence. If you want to appeal, it must be in writing, and you have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford one will be appointed for you for the appeal, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, ma'am. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Good morning. Alec Berry.
All right, Mr. Berry, you're here today for first appearance. You were arrested for trespass. I do find that probable cause exists. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
There's no offer at this time.
Okay. Can you afford a bond of 500?
Possibly, yes, if I have to.
Your Honor, would you consider a bond of 100?
All right, I'll reduce the bond to $100. You need to stay in contact with the public defender's office and do not return to the scene, okay?
We'd also ask for no contact with his co-defendants.
No contact with the co-defendants.
Reduce to one.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Sawyer Besson.
All right, sir, you're here today for first appearance. You were arrested for possession of a prescription without a, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription.
No.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't think that was mine.
Okay.
Is this Mr. Besson?
Yes.
We can continue. I was trying to get the CO.
Okay. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is currently set at $2,500. If you bond out, make sure you stay in contact with the public defender's office, okay?
Your Honor, as it pertains to Mr. Besson, he has a offer. I believe the offer is for all three of his charges.
Offer conveyed to Mr. Besson was an adjudication of guilt and credit for 2 days concurrent on the open container and the state misdemeanor.
He's also got a possession. So, sir, you also have a open container case and then state misdemeanors. Your bonds are set at $250 on those cases, and I do find probable cause.
It was only as to the MO case, Your Honor, not the MM.
I'm going to be very brief. Your Honor, we would just ask for a bond as of right now for all three of his cases. I wasn't sure if it included the possession of prescription drug prescription.
Okay, I understand. Okay, so it's $2,500 on that one and then $250 on each of the misdemeanors. So it's a total of $3,000, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Stayed. All right, next. Tell me your name, please.
Roger Dean.
All right, sir, you're here today for first appearance.
Yes.
You were arrested for petty theft. I do find that probable cause exists in the arrest affidavit. Did you fill out this application for the public defender? I have an affidavit, however, that says you are seeking the appointment of the public defender, but it also says you have take-home income of $300,000 per year. Is that correct? Is that your income?
That's roughly, yeah.
Well, you wouldn't qualify for a public defender.
I'm not looking for one. I have an attorney.
Oh, okay, well, it says this is, you had,
I didn't know if I should check that off or not, so.
oh, okay, who's your attorney?
He's my next door neighbor's best friend. His first name is Walter. I don't know his.
Okay, so you do, you, gotcha, so you don't need a public defender.
No, ma'am.
Okay,
On the
all right,
out-on-bond case, he has Warren Lindsay.
gotcha, okay, so your bond on this petty theft case is $500. I'm gonna stay that bond at $500. If you do bond out, you're not to return to the scene and, no contact with any victims. The state wish to be heard on the out on bond?
Yes, Your Honor, that case, 25 MM 407832, it's also a petty theft. However, it's also an assault and a criminal mischief. And information has been filed in that case. It has been filed since October, date of incident being the end of September. Given that it is also a theft-related offense and a crime of dishonesty, and within about a month and a half, 2 months, state would request that you revoke.
Can I stand in as a friend of the court, Your Honor?
Sure.
I just want to highlight the fact that my client has never failed to appear. I understand the state's concern that these are similar charges. We would ask that you consider revoking and doubling. I don't think my client will have any issues coming to court, and I think a higher bond will incentivize him to not have any, not involve himself in any issues going forward.
All right, on the out on bond case, I'm gonna revoke the previous bond and I'll set a new bond of $3,000.
So 1,000 on each count?
Oh, okay, yeah, so it'll be at 1,000, you're correct, yeah.
1,000 on each count, okay.
There's 3 counts.
Three.
So it'll be 1,000 on each count. Okay, sir, please stay in contact with your attorney so you can find out your next court date, okay?
No, I have to keep the green.
All right, good afternoon, sir, can some come to the microphone, please?
Good morning or afternoon.
Okay, tell me your name, please.
Joseph George.
All right, Mr. George, you're here today for first appearance. You were arrested on a charge of petty theft. I do find probable cause for the charge of petty theft in the arrest affidavit. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is set at $250. Okay? If you do bond out, do not return to the scene, okay?
Understood.
Stay in contact with the public defender.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Ms. Parker, did you get your case moved up, or?
I think they notified the clerk.
Okay. All right, good afternoon, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Your Honor, there was an offer conveyed to Mr. Harris. It was an adjudication, 5 days.
Your Honor, for the record, the offer conveyed was an adjudication of guilt, 5 days Orange County Jail. He has credit for 2 and a no return back to 539 West Robertson Street, the railroad tracks.
We would just ask in exchange for this offer, Your Honor, that the state take no action or the court take no action on the out-on bonds.
Okay. Yes. All right, sir, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury? And tell me your name, please. Okay, Mr. Harris, your attorney has advised me that you wish to withdraw your previously entered plea of not guilty as to the trespass case and enter a plea of no contest. Is that what you want to do today? Okay, and I was handed a plea form with your name at the top. Is this your signature at the bottom? Okay, so you had enough, I know everything happened quick today, but you had enough time to read over this plea form and understand that you'd be waiving your right to a trial and to contest the charge in this case? Okay, are you thinking clearly today? All right, have you taken any drugs or medications that's affecting your understanding of what's going on?
Oh, man.
Okay. Has anyone forced, threatened, or coerced you into taking this plea deal? All right, I'll find that you are alert and intelligent and represented by counsel. I'll accept your plea of no contest to the charge of trespass. I'll adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to 5 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served, okay? You're not to return to the location at the railroad tracks, okay? All right, you'll have some court costs and a cost of prosecution. I'll give you 2 years to pay that, okay? You do have the right to appeal the judgment and sentence in this case. The appeal must be in writing, and you have the right to an attorney if you can't afford one. One will be appointed for you for the appeal, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir.
Then no action on.
No
open
action on
cases.
that on bond. Good afternoon. Sir, tell me your name, please.
Rashid Ewan.
What?
Rashid Ewan.
What's his name?
Rashid Yaud? Yan?
Ewan.
He should be the one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're Mr. Yan, correct?
Ewan, yes, ma'am.
Yon. Okay, you're here today for first appearance. I see you have an attorney by your side. Counsel, your name for the record?
Laura Park on behalf of Mr. Ewan.
Okay, do you wish to be heard as to probable cause?
No, Your Honor.
Why not?
I don't have a copy of the.
Okay, well, they brought this in as a trafficking, but I don't see any amount listed in the affidavit.
And Your Honor, state just noticed that. We would ask for a 24-hour PC reset. However, in the alternative, we'd ask that you set a bond. So Mr. Ewan can bond in the meantime. If he does, he'll waive the defect. Otherwise, he'd be setting no bond for a PC reset as to tomorrow.
I'm sorry, you said you are stipulating to a bond, or?
We would ask for the 24-hour PC reset so I can attempt to get that supplement from the officer. However, state has no objection to you setting the schedule bond now. As to both counts, if he bonds before he's seen tomorrow, he'll waive that PC defect. If he doesn't, he'll be here tomorrow and he'll be seen, and state will either.
Can you approach? Okay, based upon my review of, okay, let me go back. So, Mr. Yan, for some reason, Maitland Police decided to do two separate arrest affidavits, so there are two separate case numbers. However, my reading of the affidavit only supports one factual scenario for possession of something that is possibly oxycodone. I don't see that there is any probable cause for the trafficking amount. However, the state has asked for 24 hours to, which they're entitled to do, to get that additional probable cause. However, in the meantime, I will set a bond of $20,000 in the 2025 CF 15502 case, and then I will release you on your own recognizance on the 2025 CF 15443 case. You do need to stay in contact with your attorney and make sure you come to any future court dates. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Which one you doing, Judge?
So the RR would apply to the 2025 CF 15443 AO.
Your Honor, the state would ask that you not ROR that case. He is not being PC reset as to that case. It is the lesser included of the trafficking offense. If he's brought back tomorrow and state does not have a supplement, then all we would have is that F3 possession of controlled substance. And we wouldn't re-amend it because he would already be charged with that. So if we ROR him on it, then we have no recourse tomorrow if we don't have a supplement. Because that's the only charge that he could legally be charged with based on what we already have.
Well, then why wouldn't you amend this case? I mean, it doesn't make it, because the probable cause would apply to both cases. So if you're saying that you don't have the trafficking amount, but you still have an amount that is sufficient for the F3 amount, you could just, the bond would then just be lowered.
But we couldn't amend that one to the same thing that he's already charged with.
So you want him to be held in jail on two cases for the exact same thing?
No, I want a PC reset, which I believe the court is doing, but then he's going to be ROR'd completely versus having a bond on the one case that we potentially have PC on, even if we get the supplement.
Judge, if we keep that, I would ask for a lower one on the, I would ask for a lower bond on one to keep the same amount, again, for the same reasons I argued up at the bench. He's had no history. Higher, that is tantamount to no bond for my client. He works minimum.
But I'm saying, why couldn't you just null pros this case, which he would be ROR'd on, and then amend the charge on the case he's bonded on?
Because I couldn't null pros it at IA.
It's a felony.
And it's the lower case number that would.
I just don't see how he can be, how I can hold him on two cases for the same exact thing.
Because there's probable cause for definitely the one that you ROR'd based on there being a drug and it being tested. And law enforcement can arrest for every case that they have, what they believe they have probable cause.
They can't duplicate the charges.
I don't believe it's a duplication of the charges. There are different elements needed for each case. So it's not a duplication.
It's the same substance.
One is subsumed into the other based on the lesser included.
I mean, that's something you need to take up with Maitland Police Department because they screwed it up. It's just, okay, in an abundance of caution, I'll set a bond of $100 on the 2025 CF 15443 AO case. So same conditions. No. Did I set conditions on the first one?
Just a reset.
Okay.
So just for clarification, the 15502, that is the 20,000? the other one is 100.
Right, so the trafficking amount, one should be the 20,000, and then the other one is 100. Okay.
Additionally, state has a motion as to 15502 requesting it be transferred to 22 with that lowercase number.
Okay. I guess. Okay, the motion to transfer will be granted. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please. All right, sir, you're here for first appearance. You are charged with trespassing in a structure or conveyance. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I reduce your bond to $500. If you do bond out, you're not to return to the scene and stay in contact with the public defender's office, okay?
Actually, my personal effects is still in the house. I was told by the cops that once I'm released that I'm allowed to call them to have them escort me there to get my stuff out.
Okay, you could do a one-time return with law enforcement to obtain any personal belongings.
Who is this? Who is this? Who is that guy?
It was Kaufman.
Kaufman. And
Yes. Gerald Kaufman. He was in the misdemeanor playable.
All right. Good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Lanigan.
All right, you're here today for initial appearance. You're charged with resisting without violence and trespass. I do find probable cause exists in the arrest affidavit. Your bond is set at $500 on count 1, and I'll reduce your bond to $100 on count 2.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay? If you do bond out, make sure to stay in contact with the public defender's office and do not return to the scene, okay? All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
give me 1 second. What happened to McLeod?
McLeod is right here.
Next.
Next. Okay, I got this person. So this one here, you say her bond, right?
No, we haven't started McLeod yet.
No, I'm saying the one here.
Oh.
No, I reduced this one to 100.
Sorry, okay.
All right, ma'am, tell me your name one more time.
Susan McLeod.
All right, ma'am, you're here today for initial appearance. I do find probable cause for the charge of petty theft exists in the affidavit, okay? I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'll reduce your bond to $500. If you do bond out, do not return to the scene, okay?
Your Honor,
Yes.
Ms. McLeod has a unique set of circumstances. Ms. McLeod is actually from the UK. She would need the ability to travel, so we'd request that if you allow it, Your Honor, for you to put that on the record. Ms. McLeod also resides, she doesn't have anyone here for her. She's on her own, Your Honor, so I struggle with how she would be able to bond out. Could you please, Your Honor, I know bonds are normally increased when individuals are either out of state or out of the country, but because of her unique situation, I don't know how accurate the criminal history is, considering the fact that she's out of the country, but she has none. She's retired.
What are you asking me to do?
I'm thinking about it as I'm saying it, Your Honor, to be honest with you. Could we put in a $100 bond and have her make sure she's in contact with her public defender?
I have the cash with me, and
No, I've already reduced the bond from 1,000 to 500, so I don't have a problem with her traveling back to the United Kingdom where that's where she's from. She's going to need to stay in contact with the public defender's office.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm just not sure how she would be able to bond out.
Yeah.
She would need someone to, if she were to go through a bondsman, she would need somebody to go ahead and sign for her. And
Your Honor, respectfully, that's not
I
this
know.
court's issue of,
That's the best I can do today. You could talk to the trial judge about it if you need a further reduction, okay? So,
Yeah, it's just, I need to do it.
they let me know. So you.
all right. Tell me your name, please.
Yes, Tyrell Oliver.
All right, Mr. Oliver, you're here today for the charge of battery. You're here for your first appearance. I do find probable cause exists in the charging affidavit. Your bond is set at $1,000. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. And I'm appointing the public defenders to make sure you stay in contact with them, okay?
Your Honor, my client would like to ask the court if they would consider releasing him on pretrial release.
Does he qualify? He doesn't qualify.
I believe he would qualify now.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Patrick, George Patrick.
All right, sir, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with trespass in a structure or conveyance. I do find probable cause exists in the charging affidavit. Your bond is currently set at $500. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, okay, sir? All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please. All right, Mr. Sherwood, you're here today for first appearance. I do find probable cause for the possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. Your bond is currently set at $500. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. The state wish to be heard on his out on bond.
yes, Your Honor, that out-on-bond case 25 CF 14302 is from Halloween 10/31, and information is not yet filed. State will leave it within your discretion, given the new law offense.
Your Honor, considering the fact that it hasn't been filed, we'd ask that you take no action for now.
He just bonded on that case 11-2, and it is a paraphernalia and tampering.
All right, sir, I'm not going to take any action today, but you need to get yourself some help, okay? You don't need to respond to that. Please stay in contact with the public defender's office, okay?
Yes, you did. They did not revoke. No.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Javier Ayala.
All right, Mr. Ayala, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with battery. Probable cause was previously found. I don't have a copy of the, is there anything particularly egregious about the battery? Because it came in as no bond.
No, Your Honor, not that I know of. Not that I saw. We just asked for the standard 1,000 with standard conditions.
All right, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you, so make sure you stay in contact with them. Do not possess any weapons or firearms, okay? All right, thank you. And do not return to the scene. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Shane Michael Cooper, ma'am. How are you?
All right, good, how are you? All right, you're here today for first appearance. You are charged with theft. Probable cause was found in the arrest warrant.
I plead guilty.
And there's not an offer at this time, Your Honor, due to being an enhanceable crime.
Your bond is set at $250.
May I plead guilty and get it over with?
There's no offer from the state right now.
What's up? May I ask you a question?
He told me he didn't want me to represent him. I have no issue if he does want me to.
What's up? What happened?
Do you believe
No, the warrant was for the theft case, I believe. Hold on. Yeah. No, there's only one case, right?
There's
That's
one
one
case, but
case.
2 Osceola holds.
Yeah.
Oh, you have 2 holds out of Osceola County.
And one has a $2,000 bond, one has no bond, so.
Okay.
He'll go to, whenever anything's resolved here, I'll go.
Hopefully they can work out a global resolution for you, okay, sir? Yeah, the Osceola should come get you within 24 hours. Hey, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please. All right, Mr. Gavin, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause exists in the charging affidavit. Your bond is set at $500. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, okay?
We'd asked for no contact with Nicholas Frank, the alleged victim in the fighting disorderly.
Okay, you're not to have any contact with Mr. Frank, okay? All right, if you bond out, stay in contact with the public defender.
Your Honor, Hayes bonded.
Okay. All right, good afternoon. Can you tell me your name, please?
On Kalika, ma'am.
All right, sir, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with state misdemeanors, otherwise known as trespassing. I'll appoint the public, I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is set at $250. Okay, if you bond out, make sure to stay in contact with the public defender's office, okay?
And we just requested no return to the 7-Eleven at 3000 West Colonial.
Sir, you're not to return to the 7-Eleven on West Colonial, okay? All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please. All right, Mr. Philbin, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with failure to provide your identification. I do find probable cause exists in the charging affidavit, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is set at $250 on that case. You're also charged with camping. I do find probable cause exists in the charging affidavit, and your bond will be stated at $250. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
And there was an offer conveyed on both of Mr. Philbin's cases of an adjudication of guilt and credit for 1 day.
Let's take a look. Give me a second.
Are you interested in resolving it today, or?
Ma'am, I'm going through a separation with a child custody situation. This kind of stems from that. I've been going through a scenario where I'm kind of doing like a charity run downtown where wherever I go, they donate and they help out. Some nights I get kind of stuck, and this night I laid down.
I don't want you to say too much because everything is being live streamed. You're perfectly entitled to challenge the charges and you can have a trial. It's just today's initial appearance. We're just addressing bond, and sometimes they make plea offers.
Would you like a bond?
Are you able to bond out?
They took my bag with all my IDs, and it had my phone and phone numbers and everything in it. I mean, I had my kid's birth certificates and everything. I'm kind of stuck. That's what I mean. This is a weird situation. It stems from a bigger scenario.
And Your Honor, I believe he can request access to certain things within his property at the jail, such as his cell phone, to get numbers out of it.
No, not this one. I've got a whole bag with all my others.
I don't want to drop it.
Okay, sir, I don't feel comfortable taking a plea today because I don't, you know, I want you to preserve all your rights. You should be able to. All right.
To be your choice. Okay, no, I don't think the judge will take a plea at this point. I'm sorry, sir.
All right, good afternoon. Please tell me your name. You gotta speak up a little bit. Mr. Wordsworth? Okay. You're here today for initial appearance. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause exists in the arrest affidavit. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is set at $500. If you bond out, you're not to have, is the state asking for no contact with anyone?
Yes, Your Honor. This is the co-defendant to the one earlier.
Words, no, Gavin?
So, yeah.
If you do bond out, you're not to have contact with the co-defendant or any victims, okay? I think it's Mr. Gavin.
Your Honor, can we ensure that Mr. Jeremy Philbin is appointed to us? I don't know if we did that or not. Jeremy Philbin?
Okay, on Philbin, I'll appoint the public defender.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, tell me your name, please.
Zachary Humphrey.
All right, Mr. Humphrey, you're here today for first appearance.
Yes, ma'am.
You were arrested for DUI and driving under the influence and then refusal to submit to DUI testing. Your bond is set at $1,000 on each of those counts, and I do find probable cause. Are you seeking to have the public defender represent you?
Say that one more time.
Do you want the public defender to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. If you do bond out, make sure you stay in contact with them, okay?
Yep. Now, sorry, ma'am. To bond out, if I have money on a bank card in my personal belongings, can I use that to bond out?
No, you gotta ask the jail.
Okay.
You'd have to contact a bondsman.
I'm not an expert on the process either. I'm sorry, sir.
All right, good afternoon, ma'am. Tell me your name, please.
Ira Kelly.
All right, Ms. Kelly, you're here today for first appearance. You were arrested for a failure to register a motor vehicle and driving while license suspended as a second offense. I'll appoint I do find probable cause exists in the charging affidavit. Is it accurate that you make $3,000 every 2 weeks?
Just about. No, ma'am, not that accurate. So I have 2 jobs. So a rough estimate, my bartender job, of course, is not much, but my other job is like every 2 weeks, it would be roughly like $1,200 with that job alone. And then
Can you afford to hire your own attorney? Or do you want the public defender?
yes, I mean, I'll figure it out as I go along the way, but as of right now, yes, ma'am.
And how many dependents do you have?
Just one.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Your bond is set at $500 on count 1 and $500 on count 2. If you bond out, make sure you stay in contact with them and do not drive unless you have a valid license.
And Your Honor, there was an open case added before court. She is out on bond.
Is that 25 CF 407-186?
CT 407, yeah, 186.
Ms. Kelly is out on bond on that traffic offense. It's a no motor vehicle registration. She picked that up on 11/7 and bonded on 11/8. Given that it is also another driving offense within 2 to 3 weeks, state's requesting that you revoke and double. I believe the bond was 1,000.
Okay, Your Honor, we were just, I haven't been able to look into this. Obviously, I know, we would just ask for no action right now, Your Honor. I don't have my client's history in front of me.
Okay, the whole issue is she's allegedly failed to pay her citations. That's why she's not been able to like get her license and everything. If I revoke and double the bond, it's just gonna, further.
I can pay the bond. If you give me a chance, I can pay the bond.
No, it's fine. You can say that.
I know it's
No, ma'am, what I'm trying to say is maybe if you save that money, you can use it towards paying off your tickets and then you can get a license. You don't have to respond. I'm just saying that. So what I'd rather have you do is use that money towards fixing your license. Okay, so I'm not gonna revoke the bond, but you need to use that money that you would have paid for the bond, use that towards resolving your issue so you can get a valid driver's license and resolve these cases, okay? All right.
Your Honor, Williams bonded, as well as Austin refused.
Austin bonded?
Williams bonded, Austin refused.
Okay, on Mr. Austin. Well, I was gonna reduce his bond, it was alleged he stole baby wipes. I don't know why they set it at 2,500. I guess it's a felony.
Petty theft 2 prior, Your Honor. His last conviction was 4 months ago for another grand theft and anti-shoplifting device.
It was grand theft?
Yes, from his June conviction.
Okay, I'll leave the bond as set. I'll appoint the public defender, I'll find probable cause. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Barnett, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Barnett, you're here today because you were arrested for petty theft. This is your first appearance. Your bond is set at 2,500 on that case. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. If you do bond out on that case, you're not to return to the scene. And then you have a violation of probation out of Broward County as well.
Your Honor, my client would ask that the court consider RORing on the petty theft 2 or more convictions. I know you can't do anything on the violation of probation.
No, because I wanted to get RR on the charge so I can go fight the VOP first. And then, because that's what's valid, I want to take care of the VOP if that's possible.
Just for the record, Your Honor, state would object. That VOP is based on a robbery offense out of Broward. He put on probation in 2023. It's about I believe a 5-year probation out of Broward. Given that it's a violent offense, however, it's also a theft offense and crime of dishonesty. State would object to an ROR on the petty theft from Orange.
Does the state have objection? Does the state have an objection if I lower the bond?
No, state will leave it within your discretion. I mean, it's a petty theft 2 prior, not based on value, but based on a prior grand theft out of Orange County, and now this robbery out of Broward. So state won't object. We'll leave it within your discretion. Just would object to an ROR based on his history.
We'd ask for a reduction, Your Honor.
I mean, just the facts of this case, it says it was a toothbrush and a phone charger. That's why
He also has 10 failures to appear.
All right, sir, I'm gonna lower your bond to $1,000. I'm not gonna ROR you. And then if you do bond out, make sure you stay in contact with the public defender's office, okay? I'm appointing them to represent you. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please. All right, you are here today because you have a failure to appear on a fleeing attempting to elude case and driving while license revoked. You have no bond on that case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you if they haven't been appointed already. What? Okay. All right. Good luck. All right. Good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Taylor Shadoan.
All right, sir. You're here today for first appearance. Probable cause has been previously found in the warrant. Your bond is set at $2,500, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If you bond out, make sure to stay in contact with the public defender's office.
Yes,
And make sure you comply with any reporting requirements as soon as you get out.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Emily Conklin.
All right, sir, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with felony battery and probable cause was found in the warrant. The state wish to be heard as to bond.
As charged, Your Honor, it's an F3 with use of force or violence, so the schedule's 5,000. We'd ask for 5,000 in standard conditions.
Is there anything particularly egregious in the facts? Okay.
Not that I saw.
No, Your Honor, we'd ask for a reduction. My client has no history. We know the schedule is 5,000, but it looks like he's been employed 6 years within the area, has never had an issue besides this one. We'd ask for a bond in the amount of 2,500.
Okay, I'll reduce the bond to 3,000. Sir, you need to make sure you stay in contact with the public defender. Do not have any contact with the victim or any family members of the victim. No weapons and no alcohol. Or so no weapons, no firearms, and do not use alcohol to the point of intoxication.
Has he been appointed to the pub? I don't know.
Yeah, I appointed the public defender.
Your Honor.
Okay.
And the next defendant qualifies for PTR.
Okay. All right, sir, tell me your name.
Joel Davis.
All right, Mr. Davis, you're here today for first appearance. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're here on 3 charges: possession of a controlled substance, possession of firearm and commission of a felony, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bond on count 1 is set at $2,500. On count 2, I'll set your bond at $2,500. And on count 3, your bond is $500. However, you do qualify for pretrial release. Did you want to do that instead? So pretrial release, you don't have to pay a monetary bond, but you do have to check in with your pretrial release officer. And you would have some conditions, which would be no use of any drugs or alcohol to the point of intoxication, and then no firearms.
And if I chose bond as the other option, what would
It just means you don't have to check in to pretrial release.
Your amount would be 5,500 from what it sounds like.
I'll just do the bond. That's fine.
Okay, make sure you stay in contact with the public defender's office. Don't possess any firearms or weapons, okay? Okay.
Your Honor, DeRosso Anthony is behavior.
We'd ask to waive that appearance, Your Honor.
All right, on DeGrosso, I'll find probable cause, appoint the public defender, bonds will be stayed. All right, good afternoon, tell me your name, please. Hold on. On DeGrosso, I'm sorry, he has 2 cases.
Brothers.
It's 2 different.
Oh, Anthony, Michael. Okay, is this a different DeGrosso?
This is Michael, I believe. This is Michael.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Tell me your name, please.
Michael Del Grosso.
Okay. All right, sir, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with possession of cocaine. I do find probable cause based on the charging affidavit. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will be stayed at $2,500. If you do bond out, make sure you stay in contact with the public defender's office, okay?
Okay.
Your Honor, Doe is behavior.
We'd ask to waive that appearance, Your Honor.
All right, on John Doe, I'll find probable cause based on the charging affidavit. I'll appoint the public defender. I'll stay the bonds, and then he's got on another, oh no, that's a different case.
Sustained bond on both cases.
Mr. English, I believe, is with Mr. Doe, isn't it?
Is that the same guy? Oh, okay, so Travian Marquez English is also John Doe? Okay, so on his second case, probable cause has previously been found by the warrant. I'll appoint the public defender and stay the bonds.
We would just ask for no return, no contact, no weapons.
Okay, no return to the scene, no contact with the victim, and no possession of any weapons or firearms. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Montana Felix.
All right, sir, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with attempted burglary of a conveyance. I do find probable cause exists in the arrest affidavit, and I'll appoint the public defender. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. You're not to return to the scene. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case or any co-defendants. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms also. I'm appointing the public defenders to make sure to stay in contact with them, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please. All right, Mr. Gore, you're here today for first appearance. You're here on a possession of cocaine charge. I do find probable cause exists in the charging affidavit for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your bonds will be stayed at $2,500 on count 1 and $1,000 on count 2. Does the state wish to be heard on the out on bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
I think he was ROR'd.
Yes. I thought he bonded.
He bonded.
He bonded on September 26th. Date of arrest was 9/10. It is a possession of cocaine, and information has not yet been filed. It is still with FDLE. However, given that he bonded exactly 2 months ago, and it's the exact same charge, state's requesting that you revoke and double. His last conviction was also a possession of cocaine in April.
We'd ask that you take no action, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm not going to take action on your out on bond case today, but you need to, if you do bond out, you need to go directly to drug treatment. You don't have to respond to that, but you obviously, based on the history, have a problem. I hope you do get treatment. If you for some reason you cannot bond out, I would encourage you to seek treatment within the jail. They do have programs here, okay? Also, if you bond out, you need to stay in contact with the public defender's office, okay? All right.
State had motion, that's the 15473, requesting it be transferred to 20.
Okay, that will be granted.
You say 20?
Thank you.
And the next defendant qualifies for PTR.
Thank you. Okay, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
William Graham.
All right, Mr. Graham, you're here today for initial appearance. You are charged with grand theft. Probable cause was found in the warrant. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will be stayed at $2,500. But you also qualify for pretrial release. Did you want that? Okay, so you'll be released on pretrial release. Please make sure you stay in contact with the public defender. Do not return to the scene. No contact with the victim. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sure, sir.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Jesse James.
All right, Mr. James, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with burglary to an occupied structure, burglary of a conveyance, and theft. Probable cause was found in the warrant. I have a note that, I don't have access to the facts at this time. Was it the burglary, was it one structure or conveyance? Because the RR is listed for count 2.
I have the warrant, the alleged burglary was at 12,800 West Colonial Drive, which is Occasion Shangri. There were fence panels knocked down around the business. And grease residue consistent with battery handling.
Well, let me just say, so I looked at the warrant again, so they have ROR listed for count 2. Does the state have position, or do you have an objection if I set bond at 5,000 on count 1?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, so bond will be set at 5,000 on count 1. You'll be released on your own recognizance on count 2, and count 3 will be stayed at 1,000. You're not to return to the scene, which was the 12,800 West Colonial Drive, and no contact with any victims. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. I did appoint the public defender, so make sure you stay in contact with them, okay?
And the next defendant qualifies for PTR.
Thank you. All right, sir, tell me your name, please.
Desmond Johnson.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you're here today for first appearance. I do find probable cause exists for all 3 counts, which are fleeing, attempting to elude, resisting an officer without violence, and reckless driving.
Say that again, ma'am.
I'm finding that probable cause exists for your arrest for those 3 charges. Did you want a public defender?
Your call.
Or are you going to hire your own attorney? At $900 a week with no dependents, you don't qualify.
So I don't qualify for a lawyer or a public defender?
Yeah, you don't qualify for a court-appointed lawyer or attorney. Do you want to hire your own?
I guess so, yeah.
Yes, you have to.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're saying, okay.
Is the state asking for any special conditions?
No special conditions, Your Honor. I do believe the officer's vehicle was damaged due to the alleged reckless driving and the fleeing. We just actually take that into account when setting his bond on count 1.
Okay, on count 1, I'm going to set your bond at $7,500. Count 2, your bond will be stayed at $1,000, and count 3, your bond will be stayed at $1,000, okay? All right.
Your Honor, as a friend of the court, he qualifies for pretrial release.
Oh, I'm sorry, you do qualify for pretrial release. You want that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you'll need to cooperate with your pretrial release officer and make sure you check in with them, okay?
And no conditions, Your Honor.
No weapons or firearms.
I'll let you out today.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please. All right, Mr. Leaks, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with possession of methamphetamine and petty theft. I do find probable cause for your arrest for those 2 offenses. I'll appoint the public defender. Your bonds will be stayed at $2,500 on each count, okay? All right. If you do bond out, do not return to the scene and make sure you stay in contact with the public defender's office. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name. All right, sir, you're here today for first appearance. You have a failure to appear in a possession of a firearm by convicted felon case and possession of oxycodone. You currently have no bond. All right? I'll appoint the public defender to represent you if they haven't been appointed already.
Bond today, correct?
I can't because the judge that issued the KPS put it at 0, okay? You could take it up with the trial judge. All right, good afternoon, sir. Tell me your name. Oh, sorry.
Martinez Ramirez, first name Samuel, he bonded.
Okay. Oh, what about, what did I just hand you?
Mayors.
We'd ask to waive that appearance, Your Honor.
Okay, Maris, I do find probable cause was found in the warrant. Bonds will be stayed at $2,500 on each count. I'll appoint the public defender.
We'd ask for no contact with any of our co-defendants.
No contact with any co-defendants, no contact with the victim, no return to the scene. You said Martinez bonded?
Yes.
Okay. What about Maskovich?
Hospital.
Hospital?
Yes.
We'd ask to waive that appearance, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll find probable cause based on the charging affidavit. I'll appoint the public defender. Bonds will be stayed at 5,000, 500, and 1,000.
Is this Neil?
Okay, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
How you doing? My name is Joseph Neal.
And he does qualify for PTR.
All right, Mr. Neal, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with fleeing, attempting to elude a police officer. I do find probable cause. I'm sorry, no, probable cause was found in the warrant. You do qualify for pretrial release. Did you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you'll be released on pretrial release. Make sure to stay in contact with the public defender's office, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, state would just request no weapons or firearms.
Okay, you're not to possess any weapons or firearms, okay?
Good, just making sure.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Oaks.
All right, ma'am, you're here today for initial appearance. You're arrested for possession of a firearm by convicted felon, possession of substituted cathinose, and possession of methamphetamine. Probable cause was found by warrant. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Count one is a F2 or F3?
F2.
Okay, on count one, I'll set your bond at 7,500. On count two, you'll be ROR. Well, you already were ROR, but you're released on your own recognizance as to counts 2 and counts 3, okay?
And this was a PC KPS based on state refiling and information, just for record purposes.
Okay. Okay, so ma'am, the original conditions will remain in place, which are as follows. Don't possess any drugs or alcohol, no weapons, no firearms. You need to surrender any weapons or firearms to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Was there anything else?
Your Honor,
Okay.
briefly, it was 7,500 in ROR, and what was the last?
ROR,
On both? Beautiful.
yeah.
Just 7,500.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Christian Oliver.
All right, Mr. Oliver, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with burglary of an unoccupied dwelling and grand theft. Or, I don't know what LEO stands for, semi-caused damage.
And Your Honor, I mean, in candor to the court, I don't believe there's probable cause for count 2.
Okay, that was my question as well.
And I'm not requesting a reset. I don't believe it's supported by the affidavit, nor do I think we'll be able to obtain it if I reach out to law enforcement.
Okay, so I will find probable cause exists in the charging affidavit for count 1, but as to count 2, I do not find probable cause. So you'll be released on your own recognizance as to count 2. Does the state wish to be heard on bond as to count 1?
Yes, Your Honor. Count 1 is an F2. Schedules 75 to 10,000. We would be asking for that on count 1. Partially taking into account his history. His last conviction was another burglary offense. So state would be asking for the schedule with no contact, no return, no weapons.
Defense?
Your Honor, we would just like to emphasize the fact that my client's never failed to appear in court. I believe he's been living in the area his whole life. We would ask if the court would consider a bond below the schedule.
Okay, based on the nature of the charges in this case, I'm going to reduce, or not reduce, but I'm going to set the bond at 5,000. Sir, you're not to return to the scene. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. You need to stay in contact with the public defender. Do not possess any weapons or firearms, okay?
Your Honor, my client would like to ask if he qualifies for pretrial release.
No, pretrial release can't qualify.
Usually they tell me.
Yeah,
Right?
that charge doesn't qualify.
I'm sorry,
for the
sir.
admin order.
All right, good afternoon. Can you tell me your name, please? What's your last name?
Rivera.
Rivera?
And he does qualify for PTR.
What about Robert Reed? Um, 250-37515.
They're bringing Mr. Reed up now.
Oh, okay.
He's here now.
Okay, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Robert Reed.
Okay, Mr. Reed, you're here today for first appearance. You were arrested for possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, possession of heroin, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for those offenses exists in the charging affidavit. On count 1, I'll set your bond at $5,000. On count 2, your bond will be stayed at $2,500. And on count 3, your bond will be stayed at $500. I am appointing the public defender to represent you. So if you do bond out, please stay in contact with them. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. If you own any of those, you need to surrender them to law enforcement within 24 hours, okay?
And the next defendant qualifies for PTR.
Okay. All right, tell me your name, please.
Juan Rivera.
All right, Mr. Rivera, you're here today for first appearance. You've been arrested for possession of fentanyl, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of cannabis. I do find probable cause for those 3 offenses. You do and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You do qualify for pretrial release. You want to be released on pretrial release? All right. You're not to use any drugs or use alcohol to the point of intoxication when you're on release, okay? And you need to stay in contact with your public defender and report to pretrial release as required, okay?
Right now, I got a little bit of weed in my system, so they take
okay.
30 days to like a couple of days, whatever.
They take that into account, Your Honor.
Okay.
I got nothing else in my system, honestly.
Okay. Good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
David B. Raw.
All right, sir, you're here today for first appearance. You were arrested for sale or delivery of cocaine. Probable cause was found by warrant. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will be stayed at $15,000. If you do bond out, make sure to stay in contact with your public defender. Do not possess any weapons or firearms, okay?
Okay.
All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Eli Salahuddin.
What happened to Romano?
Romano?
We'd ask to waive that.
Sorry, Your Honor, Romano. You refuse.
We'd ask to waive that appearance, Your Honor.
Okay, I find probable cause on Mr. Romano's case for both counts. On count 1, I'll set the bond at $2,500, and on count 2, the bond will be stayed at $500.
And the next defendant qualifies for PTR.
Okay, all right, tell me your name one more time.
Eli Salahuddin.
Okay, sir, you're here today for initial appearance. You are charged with false imprisonment. I do find probable cause for the arrest and exists in the charging affidavit. Do you want to be released on, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Do you want pretrial release?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you'll be released on pretrial release. Do you live in Florida?
No, Your Honor, here on vacation.
Okay, is he going to be able to do pretrial release from out of
Yeah,
town?
we just have to have it on the order that he can return to Maryland.
Okay, so I have no problem with you returning to your home in Maryland, okay? Just need to stay in contact with your public defender so you don't miss any future court dates, okay? If for some reason you do lose track of it, just go to their website, and then you can also check for your court dates on the clerk of court website, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you,
Any
sir.
other conditions with it? With the false?
And Your Honor, we'd ask for all the standard victim conditions: no contact, no return, no weapons. I believe the alleged victim in this case was also from Maryland. However, she did provide law enforcement with a different street address.
Okay, was the alleged victim a relative or no?
No, Your Honor, we were just.
Okay, All right, I'm gonna order for the time being, you're not to have any contact with her for right now. And then do not possess any weapons or firearms, okay? So no weapons, no firearms, okay? All right. No, I think it was a hotel, though. No return to the scene.
I believe they're
And-
probably trespassing.
Okay.
And this defendant qualifies for PTR.
Okay, thank you. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Manuel Sistret.
All right, sir, you're here today for a first appearance. You're charged with grand theft of a firearm and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I do find probable cause for those two charges. Count one, is that F3 or is that F2?
Count one's an F3.
Okay. All right, on count one, I'll set your bond. Do you want pretrial release?
Yes.
Okay, you'll be released on pretrial release. You're not, listen, you're not to possess any firearms or weapons. If you own any, you need to surrender them to law enforcement within 24 hours. I'm going to appoint the public defender, so make sure you stay in contact with them, okay? All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Sean Taylor.
All right, you're here today for first appearance. You had a failure to appear on a carrying concealed firearm case. There was a KPS with a no bond on that. I will appoint the public defender if they haven't been appointed for you already, okay? All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please. All right, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with tampering with or fabricating evidence. Just want to confirm there are, in fact, 2 counts.
Yes, Your Honor, I have 2 counts.
Okay.
Yes,
Tampering and
Oh, this was just a correction form? This, okay. All right. I do find probable cause for both offenses. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will be stayed at $2,500 on count 1 and $1,000 on count 2. If you do bond out, stay in contact with the public defender's office, okay? All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Zaida Velasquez.
All right, ma'am, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with battering a person 65 years or older and simple battery. I do find probable cause for the charges exist in the charging affidavit. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. On count 1, I'll set your bond at $3,000. On count 2, your bond will be stayed at $1,000. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victims in this case. You're not to return to the scene. If you live together, you can do a one-time return with law enforcement to obtain your belongings. You're also not to possess any weapons or firearms, okay? And do not use alcohol to the point of intoxication, okay? Stay in contact with the public defender. All right.
Could we waive the reading for this next client, Your Honor?
All right, tell me your name, please.
It's Danny Walcott.
Okay, Mr. Walcott, you're here today for first appearance. I do find probable cause for the 2 charges, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. On count 1, I'll set your bond at $500, and on count 2, I'll stay your bond at $500, okay? If you do bond out, do not return to the scene. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Carolyn Welch.
All right, Ms. Welch, you're here today for first appearance. You're charged with possession of fentanyl, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for those 3 offenses, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bonds will be stayed at $2,500 in count one, $2,500 in count two. On count three, I'll reduce your bond to $500. Okay? If you do bond out, please stay in contact with the public defender's office, okay? All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please. All right, Ms. White, you're here today for first appearance. You have 3 charges: possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and providing false ID to a law enforcement officer. I do find probable cause exists in the charging affidavit for those 3 offenses. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, okay? On count 1, your bond will be stayed at $2,500. On count 2, your bond will be stayed at $500. And on count 3, your bond will be stayed at $500, okay? If you do bond out, please stay in contact with the public defender's office. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
My name is Anthony Bernard Williams.
All right, Mr. Williams, you're here today for first appearance. You are charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and probable cause was previously found in the warrant. You do have a bond of $5,000 on that charge, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. If you do bond out, you're not to have any contact with the victim or any family members of the victim.
They said I couldn't bond out because I had a violent act or something like that.
Well, you have to see a judge for first appearance, probably first appearance hold. But now that you've seen me, I just have to I have to tell you what the conditions of your release are. But after today, you should be able, or after this hearing, you should be able to bond out. But like I said, you're not to have any contact with the victim or any family members. You're not allowed to have any weapons or firearms, okay?
And Your Honor, this occurred at Aspire, in the lobby at Aspire, which creates a little, I don't know if he's allowed to go back or if he's still allowed to receive services there, as I believe one of the employees was the alleged victim in the case. If there's no contact with that employee, I assume he also cannot return to the employee's place of business, which again is Aspire.
Okay, so sir, for the time being, you cannot return to Aspire. Do you know where that is? Okay, do you live in Florida or do you live somewhere else?
I just came back from Georgia.
Okay, do you want to go back to Georgia?
Yes.
Okay, if you go back to Georgia, will you have a way to contact your attorney, the public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you be able to come back to court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any objection to me allowing him to go back to Georgia?
No, Your Honor, I believe he's currently on probation out of Georgia, and there was an extradition request here to get him from Georgia, so no objection.
Okay, sir, so I have no objection with you going back to, or I have no problem with you going back to Georgia, but I do need you to stay in contact with the public defender's office so you don't miss your next court date. Okay? And you need to comply with the probation requirements in Georgia, okay? Did I cover everything? No weapons, no firearms? Okay.
I believe so.
No return. Okay, thank you. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Harry Williams.
All right, Ms. Williams, you're here today for first appearance. You were arrested for fraudulent use of credit cards. Probable cause was found in the warrant, and bond was set at $500. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I'll stay the bond at $500.
And Your Honor, the state does have argument regarding the bond.
Okay.
As charged, it is an F3. Schedules $2,500, given that it doesn't have force or use of violence. Ms. Williams was also one that there was an extradition request to get her from Georgia. Additionally, state's requesting that it be increased. She is currently on probation, also for the exact same charge, possession of credit cards or debit cards of another. Understanding, I assume when this allegedly was signed, just looking at the facts alleged in the affidavit, however, I do believe it's a little bit more egregious that she is on probation for the exact same thing. and stated his concern regarding her willingness to show back up to deal with these charges due to the Georgia VOP.
Does defense wish to be heard?
Your Honor, we asked that you should stay the bond. From what it sounds like, Ms. Williams thought this should have, I believe, come down the pipe sooner. So I don't think Ms. Williams has any hesitancy to come back to court and to resolve the issues. I think it was the timing that may have been an issue, but I believe her intentions going forward is to come back to court. And
I enrolled in school. I got me a job down there. I did not violate this time on probation.
Okay, I don't want you to say anything because everything is being recorded and it can be used against you. You know, when the judge that signed the warrant listed the $500 bond, she would not have had access to the criminal history and the fact that she was on probation for, you said it was the same type of offense. So I am going to increase the bond to $2,000.
Okay.
But I will allow you to travel back to Georgia, but you do need to make sure you stay in contact with the public defender so you don't miss your court date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, we'd ask for no contact with the victim, Lance, and no return to Aquatica Water Park, where the credit card was allegedly stolen from.
Okay, you're not to return to Aquatica Water Park, and no contact with the alleged victim.
Thank you so much.
2,000. Okay, is that it?
VOP.
Look out, Bikini Bottom! There's a new driver on the road, and his name is...
John C.
God damn it!
And I stay under you fighting, plus I'm storming on you chumps like I'm thunder and lightning. Ain't no way you breaking me, kid. I'm harder than nails, plus I keep it on lock like I'm part of the jail. I'm slaughtering